Hi, my name is Connor, and today we are talking about the COVID-19 PCR test and the PCR test certificate for your travel needs. So first, what is a COVID-19 PCR test? The COVID-19 PCR test stands for polymerase chain reaction test. This is a diagnostic test that determines if you are infected by analyzing a sample to see if it contains genetic material from the COVID-19 virus. The nose swab PCR test for COVID-19 is the most accurate and reliable test for diagnosing COVID-19. A positive test means that you have COVID-19. A negative test means you probably did not have COVID-19 at the time of the test. Please get tested if you have symptoms of COVID-19, or have been exposed to someone who tested positive for COVID-19. Who should be tested for the COVID-19 PCR test? Get tested for the COVID-19 PCR test if you show symptoms of COVID-19 or if you have been within 6 meters to someone for 15 minutes or more who has tested positive for COVID-19. If you are traveling to a country that requires a COVID-19 PCR test, you need to get one. If you're coming back to a country that requires its citizen or residents to get tested with the COVID-19 PCR test. How soon will the results of a COVID-19 PCR test be available? You should get the results of your test as early as 24 hours after sampling, but sometimes it can take a few days depending on how long it takes before the test samples reach the laboratory and how many other samples are in the queue to be tested. However, you can ask the clinic directly for a more specific time frame. About the PCR test travel certificate. The PCR test travel certificate is a PDF with a stamp and signature from a doctor. The certificate is written in English and the location, date, and time the PCR test was taken. Find out what applies to your particular destination. It is important that you read current travel information from your destination country, which test is needed and exactly which certificate is required for your particular destination. Some countries require healthcare professionals to test you and therefore do not approve tests that you perform yourself. You are solely responsible for ensuring that the travel certificate is valid and works for entry into the country and destination you are traveling to. For more information about PCR test and authorized PCR test clinic, please check the link below.